and his body regenerates new muscle and fiber on it. Every time his body regenerates, it becomes stronger, and soon his body starts to grow only bones instead of muscles. 5 years ago, a diamond ability user trapped him in this diamond. The ability user beat his mom, because of which she was taken to the ICU. But the government declared it an accident to save the ability user. When the boy went to take revenge on the user, they beat him and trapped him in a diamond deep inside the ground. Now 5 years later, the ability user is interviewed on TV, and he tells a lie that it was an accident because he lost control of his ability, and later apologized to the boy and his mom. But the boy disappeared, so he couldn't apologize to him. Just then, the
Yeah, well, y'all chill, boy. Shit about to get real, for real. Yeah, well, y'all chill, boy.
You once said to your mother, all people over the age of 60 should be shot.
Yes, I used to think as a teenager, anyone at 60 should be shot. They were just taking up space on the planet.
Right. So I'm just curious, how old are you now?
Time to be shot.
You once said to your mother, all people over the age of 60 should be shot.
Yes, I used to think as a teenager, anyone at 60 should be shot. They were just taking up space on the planet.
Right. So I'm just curious, how old are you now?
Time to be shot.
You once said to your mother, all people over the age of 60.
Lots of teenagers now don't drink at all. So you might say, well, that's a good thing because alcohol, all things considered, is problematic. But if you're not partying because you have no friends and you're in your basement miserable and depressed, that's not an improvement. Lots of teenagers now don't drink at all. So you might say, well, that's a good thing because alcohol, all things considered, is problematic. But if you're not partying because you have no friends and you're in your basement miserable and depressed, that's not an improvement. Lots of teenagers now don't drink at all. So you might say, well, that's a good thing because alcohol, all things considered, is problematic. But if you're not partying because you have no friends and you're in your basement miserable and depressed,
I just put up in that big boy tongue, I don't got no mazzy. I give a fuck what you heard. You say to you pop.
now you're telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though we have to fucking rhyme, not even rap first. It's all good with these feet, the same traces, providing fucking bases, overcoming all phases. So now you're telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though we have to fucking rhyme, not even rap first. Cause I'm on mission like the 007. I will never let a sucker start an Armageddon. So now you're telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though we have to fucking rhyme, not even rap first. It's all good with beat feet, the same traces, providing fucking bases, overcoming all phases. So now you're telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though we have to fucking rhyme, not even rap first. Cause I'm on mission like the 007. I will never let a sucker start an Armageddon. So now you're telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though we have to fucking rhyme, not even rap first. It's all good with these feet, the same traces, providing fucking bases, overcoming all phases. So now you're telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though we have to fucking rhyme, not even rap first. Cause I'm on mission like the 007. I will never let a sucker start an Armageddon.
एकदम अपग्रेड हो बस.
crush my heart and say it's nothing. You broke me down. I kept on cutting. I lay for you, and now I'm gushing. I play for you, but you never changed. Spinning my face, my love, they won't face me. Spinning my face, my love, they won't change me. Spinning my face, my love, I'm going crazy. Spinning my face, my love, I'm going straight. Spinning my face, my love, they won't face me. Spinning my face, my love, they won't change me. Spinning my face, my love, I'm going crazy. Spinning my face, my love, I'm going mad.
Oh. Nice as well. Chropták, vole. GG. Byli chroptány, chroptáky. A dost. Dva. To fakt dělají. Proč to tam už točí? Já mám lagy jako kokot. Jako proč? Jo, hej.
Chegando no destino é sequência de tiro e bota. Chegando no destino é sequência de tiro e bota. E as novinha vira e bota, vira e bota, vira e bota, vira e bota. Calma aí, piranha, meu pau tá calculando a hora. Ela botou o GPS dentro da xoxota. Ela botou o GPS dentro da xoxota. Calma aí, piranha, meu pau tá calculando a hora. Senta com a bunda, com a bunda, com a bunda, com a bunda. Vocês pediram, né? A partir de agora vai começar o baile de verdade. Espera aí que eu tô chegando. Ela botou o GPS dentro da xoxa. Chegando no destino é sequência de tiro e bota. Chegando no destino é sequência de tiro e bota. Tiro e bota, tiro e bota, tiro e bota, tiro e bota. Calma aí, piranha, meu pau tá calculando a hora. Ela botou o GPS dentro da xoxota. Ela botou o GPS dentro da xoxota. Calma aí, piranha, meu pau tá calculando a hora.
Oh my god. Už je 10 hodin, jebe ti? Oh my.
cemetery posted with my
Hmm.
Our Cybertruck has successfully driven 13,000 miles with surprisingly very few issues. And as our first 8 months come to a close, I have a few thoughts that might be useful to people who are considering using the Cybertruck as a work truck. There are 3 things I absolutely love about this truck and 3 things that I absolutely hate. 1, it's bulletproof to 9mm handgun, which is pretty baller. 2, it also catches an insane amount of eyeballs, which as a company truck is a double-edged sword that I'll get to more in a second. And 3, the steer-by-wire is legitimately incredible. Combined with the rear-wheel steering makes the truck super fun and unique to drive, and I really do think this will be more common in vehicles in the future. The ownership experience, though, over the last 8 months has not been all sunshine and roses. I have driven 3 different Cybertrucks, the green one, which I borrowed, the gold one, which I plated in real 24-karat gold and then gave back to Ridge Wallet, and this one, the blue one, which I own. And 2 of the 3 had a screw in the door that would work itself out over time. I can fix this on my own, obviously. Tesla doesn't need a recall for this one screw, but there have been 5 recalls for other things. The most recent recall is the backup camera that just goes black and fails to boot up when moving in reverse. This is a federal requirement passed back in 2018. Tesla just released an easy over-the-air software update as a fix for that one. There are some pieces of trim that would fall off while driving, and this one needs a visit to the service center so they could re-glue some of the strips of metal back down. This is a bigger deal since parts should not be falling off of the truck while driving, and it does show that the stainless steel is not a complete exoskeleton like Tesla claimed back at the original launch event. And as another side note, everyone I talk to seems shocked that the glass on the Cybertruck is not bulletproof, which is just another residual claim from that original launch event that Tesla never clarified or corrected. The truck that shipped was very different than the truck that was announced. There were some on-screen icons with small text that was the 3rd recall, another over-the-air update. The 4th recall was a bit more dangerous, and it was the accelerator pedal falling off and getting stuck in the full open throttle position. Kind of a big deal, and probably something Tesla should have caught before release. Under pressure, the foot pad can slide up and pin the accelerator at 100%. The brake pedal overrides the throttle pedal, so you can still stop the vehicle even with the throttle pinned, but still, kind of sketchy. One simple rivet from Tesla helps hold the throttle pedal in place. I probably would have put 2, but that's just me. And finally, the windshield wiper motor for the astronomically sized windshield wiper was receiving
Hello, welcome to another stream. My name is Indes, and today we got a lot of things to do. I'm telling you, today is gonna be an incredible day. You know what? I was about to delay these crests. I was about to pull for getting long hair, okay? Because then I'm gonna be a dad and all these things, and I don't know, man. I'm probably not gonna. I don't mind paying to look good. I mind.
This is San Cristobal de las Casas, in the south of Mexico. It sounds unbelievable, but residents here on average drink more than 2 liters of soft drinks every day, especially Coca-Cola.
More available than even fresh water.
Biggest consumers of Coca-Cola in the world.
More than 800 liters of Coke in a year.
Too much sugar is killing more and more residents.
La principal causa de muerte es la diabetes.
Most people do not have access to drinking water in the middle of the Chiapas region, a place named the Land of Springs, where there's lots of rain and big rivers. How can that be? What's happening? In San Cristobal and the surrounding area, street signs suggest the manipulation of indigenous communities. A water-guzzling factory symbolizes the exploitation of the region, a war over the basis of all life. and at the heart of it is a mega conglomerate with ties to the highest ranks of Mexican politics.
Donations that I got came from people of Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola is everywhere.
Over
35% have diabetes. You wouldn't have any drinking water without this water in the house.
This is your life in weeks, if you're lucky enough to turn 80 years old. And this is the amount of time you spend on your career, 80,000 hours. You probably want to spend all of that time on something meaningful that makes a big positive difference in the world. 80,000 Hours is also the name of today's sponsor, a nonprofit that wants to help you figure out how to do that. Their 2023 career guide draws on over 10 years of research and gives you concrete practical advice to help you create a full career plan that you feel confident in. They have a website that provides you all of that research, a podcast, and also a newsletter. They have a job board that provides hundreds of open listings for potential high-impact career paths, and all of their advice and research is free forever. So if you're not sure how to do something with those cubes that feels meaningful, helps others, and makes a positive difference, maybe check out their in-depth career guide at 80,000hours.org/fern. Life is short, but what you do with your decreasing time is up to you. The Chiapas region has rivers here and here, and it rains a lot. But still, there is almost no clean drinking water for the population, especially in San Cristobal.
How many of you struggle to get water every week?
We sent a camera team to the region to get an independent picture and to do an interview with an expert. The little tap water that is available is full of chlorine. This chemical kills germs and pathogens, but it tastes like a swimming pool and can be harmful over a long period of time. So some people are more likely to buy their water from these trucks, but where this water comes from and how drinkable it is often unclear. Bottled water is available in supermarkets and shops, but Coca-Cola is always available, often at almost the same exact price.
Literally in this fridge you can find more Coca-Cola than water. It's absurd. 2 rows of water, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows of Coke.
For some residents in San Cristobal in the region, it is simply easier to get Coca-Cola than water. So let's be honest. Imagine having the choice between undrinkable pool water, risky tanker water, expensive bottled water, or a cool, refreshing Coke. Which choice would you make? So, how can this all be? Where's all the water? Why is Coca-Cola so popular? What does this do to the residents who casually drink 2 liters a day? And how did it even come to this? What is Mexican politics doing? Let's begin with the first question. On the outskirts of town, there is a Coca-Cola bottling plant. Since 1994, this plant has been allowed to extract over 1 million liters per day from the groundwater. According to various environmental organizations and some residents, this factory is primarily responsible for the water shortage in the city. For context, around 216,000 people live in San Cristobal. The factory essentially uses 4.6 liters of groundwater per inhabitant per day. In April 2017, and again in September 2020, some citizens took to the streets demanding the end of Coca-Cola in the region. Coca-Cola and its partner company FEMSA countered that their bottling plant is not to blame. Water is scarce for other reasons. There's just poor infrastructure, lack of government investment, and climate change. That's all true. Historically, water for San Cristobal has been obtained from rivers and springs in the surrounding areas. Since the 1970s, the city's population has grown rapidly. Unfortunately, the city does not have a functioning sewage system or sewage treatment plant. Feces and garbage from the growing population are simply dumped into rivers. This makes the water undrinkable and harmful to health. In the area around San Cristobal, numerous forests were also cut down, swamp areas were filled, and fields were created. Climate change is also causing higher temperatures, and there's less rain. But when it rains, it really does. Extreme rainfall then removes fertile soil, and the ground becomes dry, hard, and infertile. Ecologically, the region was brutally run down, and at the same time, sewage treatment plants, sensible storage facilities, etc. were simply not built for decades. But none of this changes the specific situation in San Cristobal. The city's residents have no drinking water, and deep beneath a volcano that borders the city to the west, there's a massive reservoir of groundwater, a reservoir from which Coca-Cola pumps millions of liters. Conagua, the national water authority, decides who can use the water. On their website, they warn about the effects of climate change and address the country's water shortage. But at the same time, the authority renewed the factory's license in 2005 without batting an eye, even though the water problems were already becoming apparent. In 2020, numerous nonprofits, climate change activists, and even the San Cristobal City Council have called on Conagua to revoke Coca-Cola's permit, along the lines of, hey, we would like to use our groundwater ourselves now. Unfortunately, Conagua said no, because the city has rivers and springs in the surrounding area, and so on. If the license were withdrawn from the bottling plant, the water could in principle be used for the residents of the city. Let's remember, 4.6 liters per person per day. On a specifically created website that is now offline, the Coca-Cola Company wrote that it is aware of the city's problems. To help, they have planted over 200,000 trees in the region and built 19 water tanks, 38 rooftop water collectors, and 35 efficient stoves that burn less wood. Oh, 60 orchards were also created. Does that make up for the 1 million liters of water per day? Anyway, this still all begs the question, why is there so much Coca-Cola everywhere in San Cristobal and the Chiapas? No, it's not just because there's a huge factory there. The Coca-Cola consumption is not just the fault of the bottling plant. The population of Mexico drinks the most soft drinks per person in the world, and the Coca-Cola Company controls more than half of that market. Coca-Cola is incredibly popular in Mexico, but it wasn't always like that. The drink had been sold in the country for almost 100 years, but it wasn't until the 70s that it really became popular. In 1968, Coca-Cola was a sponsor of the Mexican Olympics. This was followed by a series of successful international commercials, especially this one. In 1994, the North American Free Trade Agreement came into force, which among other things simplified doing business with the USA. As a result, Coca-Cola suddenly became incredibly cheap in Mexico, and business exploded. But Chiapas is another special case. Almost 30% of the population there has indigenous roots. Since the 1960s, Coca-Cola has repeatedly launched local marketing campaigns targeting this indigenous population. The advertisements often had religious undertones. Not only that.
Por lo menos a Romerillo y así, para que vean cómo está la publicidad.
This is Dr. Jaime Page Pliego. He is an ethnomedical scientist at the University of San Cristobal, and he researches the health of the local indigenous population. Coca-Cola has sponsored numerous local signs, featuring models in traditional indigenous garb in the region and using their language. Here you can see how two men wear exactly this traditional clothing. And here again. This sheepskin jacket is called a chue. A FEMSA spokesman defended the signs to the New York Times. They would have been a sign of respect for the indigenous people. But was it actually about respect? Just in 2015, in a Mexican Coca-Cola advertising campaign, a bunch of white people went to an indigenous village and saved the poor residents with Coca-Cola for peace and unity. This included a hashtag and a tree for Christmas vibes. Didn't go so well back then.
And an official complaint from rights groups saying the ad is racist.
In any case, the company has had incredible success with its decades-long campaign in Chiapas. Thanks to a large network of micro-suppliers and traders, the drink is now available literally everywhere in the region, even in the most remote villages. On average, the population here drinks over 5 times more soft drinks than in the rest of Mexico or of the USA.
Los Altos de Chiapas es la región del mundo donde más Coca-Cola se consume.
The indigenous communities in the region are probably the most loyal Coca-Cola customers in the world. The Guardian published an impressive series of photos about this some time ago. But the soft drink is not just popular and omnipresent. Today, it is closely interwoven with the culture of the indigenous communities.
Los refrescos de alguna manera en algún momento se incorporaron en los rituales mayas.
Some shamans use Coca-Cola to cure illnesses. Obviously, instead of healing, that much Coca-Cola actually has the opposite effect. If you drink more than 2 liters of soft drinks every day for years, it has catastrophic effects on your health. There are more than 200 grams of sugar in 2 liters of Mexican cola. That is 4 times as much as the recommended maximum daily dose in the US, 50 grams according to dietary guidelines for Americans. Too much sugar is bad for your teeth, can make you overweight, and depending on your lifestyle, contribute to many dangerous diseases, not least type 2 diabetes. And the indigenous population in Chiapas has a significantly higher risk of developing diabetes than the average American. There are several reasons for this. On the one hand, they simply have a genetic precondition for this. But on the other, the way of life of indigenous peoples in Mexico has changed significantly in the last century. Many of them have been displaced or lost their land due to environmental pollution. As a result, their diet has also changed, from homegrown fruit and vegetables to ready-made products and sweets. Their bodies are not used to the sugary diet. Soft drinks like cola are therefore particularly dangerous for the indigenous community. Diabetes is one of the leading causes of death in Mexico. But in Chiapas, the top 4 causes of death are all diseases related to excessive sugar consumption. 3 of them have increased by over 60% within 10 years. 1 by 40%. The sugar is killing more and more people in San Cristobal and the surrounding areas.
Esto de las refresqueras es un elemento muy triste, ¿no? O sea, por más que se trabaja con la gente, no están dispuestos, incluso los diabéticos, no están dispuestos a dejar los refrescos.
Many people don't believe that Coca-Cola is unhealthy. The soft drink has been with them their entire life, since early childhood.
Los niños lloran porque no les dan Coca-Cola a la hora de la comida.
This child from Chiapas is 3 years old and has already had 4 baby teeth extracted. Regarding the situation in Chiapas and San Cristobal, the Coca-Cola company wrote in a public statement that they agree that too much sugar is not good for anyone. That's why a large part of the global brand portfolio contains little or no sugar. And in Mexico too, products are constantly being adapted so that they contain less sugar. So you might be asking yourself, how did it come to this? The San Cristobal bottling plant and 48 others throughout Latin America are officially managed by Coca-Cola FEMSA. This is the largest franchise Coca-Cola bottler in the world. The corporation has quite a bit of power in Mexico, also due to good political connections. This is Vicente Fox. He was the CEO of Coca-Cola Mexico from 1975, and from 2000 to 2006, he was, well, the president of Mexico.
My first donations that I got to start moving in politics came from people of Coca-Cola, from bottlers of Coca-Cola or for the company itself. So I got a lot of support, not only knowledge, not only great experiences, but also they contributed to my campaign at the very beginning.
Paige Pliego suspects Fox played a key role in renewing the bottling plant's license in 2005. We were unable to independently verify this. According to many experts, during his 6-year presidency, Fox certainly turned a blind eye when it came to regulating the soft drinks industry. It was already clear back then that soft drinks had an extremely negative effect on the health of the Mexican population. However, for a long time, there were no real political initiatives to reduce people's consumption. For example, in 2003, Fox ignored a proposal to impose a tax on soft drinks. The industry fears this kind of tax a lot, not because of a potentially lower income, but because it signals that Coca-Cola and Co. are dangerous to your health, like cigarettes, for example. In Mexico, there were also attempts to hang up educational posters in doctors' offices and hospitals. They would provide information about soft drinks and healthy diets. This initiative also failed because, according to scientists involved, the industry aggressively opposed it. Instead, Coca-Cola and the Mexican government introduced the Ponte al 100 initiative in 2007 to encourage exercise.
El cual también prescribe recomendaciones físicas y nutricionales para todos los participantes.
According to the industry, it's not the liquid sugar that's the problem. If you do enough exercise, it would even out. That's not true. Your diet is much more important for your weight than exercise. The fight against the soft drink tax continued long after Fox's presidency. The Coca-Cola company sponsored a public speech at a diabetes conference in 2013, in which a scientist spoke out against the tax. The organization the scientists belonged to was co-founded by Coca-Cola. The Mexican health minister also spoke out against the tax that same year. Before her political office, she was on the board of the Mexican Health Foundation, and they, in turn, worked systematically with Nestlé, the Coca-Cola company, and the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. Nevertheless, the tax was finally introduced in January 14, and it is having an impact. Prices for soft drinks have risen slightly, and purchases have fallen slightly, but the country still has a long way to go.
Hay una mentalidad curativa, no preventiva. Entonces no hay tales programas de salud, ni siquiera en la ciudad.
We stared at this image from The Guardian for a long time during our research. It was taken in a shop in Chiapas. There, you can buy 7 different sizes of Coca-Cola, 6 other soft drinks, and 2 sizes of water. The cola in the 500 milliliter glass bottle only costs 1 peso, about 5 cents more than the same size bottle of water. The 2.5 liter plastic cola costs even less per milliliter than the 1 liter bottle of water. All the products you see here are from the Coca-Cola company, also the water. And then we realized something. The Coca-Cola company can't lose. Whether you buy a Coke or Fanta or the equally expensive water, the main thing is that it is a product of the conglomerate. Bottled water has become a billion-dollar business in Mexico over the past few decades. The country is one of the largest bottled water markets in the world. No other nation drinks more bottled water per capita. And right in the middle is Coca-Cola. Its own brand Ciel is the second most popular water in the country. At the same time, millions of Mexicans have no clean water from the tap, no alternative to the expensive bottles from the Coca-Cola company and other conglomerates. Many families in Mexico spend up to 10% of their income on water. According to the United Nations, this number should be a maximum of 3%. We asked Coca-Cola for a comment on all the topics in this video. We did not receive a response. Coca-Cola Mexico writes on the company website, translated, "Let's talk about water, because every drop counts." Pretty cynical when you think about the residents of the Chiapas region, the people of San Cristobal. Access to clean drinking water is a human right, a right that these people have been denied. Coca-Cola is not responsible for the disastrous water supply in the region or the rest of the country, but the company benefits massively from it. It pumps out millions of liters of groundwater that could otherwise be clean drinking water for the people of San Cristobal, and from this water, the company makes even more expensive water. In bottles, but above all, millions and millions of liters of cola. And people from this region, with indigenous roots and a genetically increased risk of developing diabetes, drink over 2 liters of this cola and other soft drinks per day. Sometimes because the soft drink is an integral part of rituals and is considered, supposedly, healthy. And more of these people are dying from terrible diseases caused by excessive sugar consumption. To investors, the conglomerate's business in Mexico is seen as an incredible success that it wants to replicate elsewhere in Latin America. These are the facts. Do with it what you want. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We started this channel just a few months ago and are so grateful for all of your support. You can find more of our content on screen.
God damn, bro.
Takže čau, vítám vás u dalšího videa. Dneska, jak jsem sliboval, tak tady máme neděli. Doděláme si poslední vlnu zety, kterou mám rozdělanou. Mám tady 70% zdi. Koupil jsem si boostry. Mám tady ještě tu formaci. A ještě mám tady toho golika čempiona. A mám na něm na druhé konfě. Mám bonus 10% zdi a tady mám těch 18% laserového poškození. Absolutně nemám teďka suroviny, protože jsem upgradeoval Skylab, protože ho nemám dokončený. A takže si tady dotočíme poslední vlnu zety. Zkoušel
This supposed GTA 6 leak is dividing the community.
GTA 6 Trailer 2 leaked gameplay.
Has some people fooled, other people not so gullible.
It's got a ton of likes.
But not every fan is convinced.
The cars, the settings, the atmosphere felt...
Gotcha. The whole thing was fake. I did it. Yeah, I've got some explaining to do. In this video, I'm gonna show you all the tricks I pulled and the journey it took to trick the whole internet with GTA 6. It starts with this clip. So I just got this Grand Theft Auto 5 footage of stealing a car in first person because my idea is to create and leak the first person footage from GTA 6. We haven't seen any first person gameplay yet, which means no one knows what GTA 6 first person looks like, so their natural skepticism and guard is lowered, and I can take advantage of that. But first person will only get me so far because I need to make the ballsy, but it's hilarious and it'll for sure get people talking. This is actually my own personal van that I added as a little Easter egg, and I'll update you guys on that project later, but it's not looking very good. The scene looks great, but no one's gonna believe this so far. And that's where trick 2 comes into play. But before I add that secret sauce, let me thank today's sponsor, Opera GX. Content. How I get this off? I figured I had to get it off, and it's actually some of the funniest content I've ever recorded, but I think even if I blurred it, YouTube would not like that. This is crazy, man. I'm a genuine man trying to do genuine things right now. Cap. This is a whole side market, bro. This is a market that I haven't been tapping into, bro.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah.
So, we're just gonna have to skip to when I found Lucia's actual model. Okay, so she looks nothing like Lucia.
Bruh.
It's only $39, but you're not gonna see the face though. I just need the body, and she just needs to be a little bit thicker, but I can work some magic on that. It's 4K, high detail. Ooh, you can delete cloth.
Why'd you wait so long to show us that?
Hello.
I'm gonna test it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna test it.
I want to make you an offer.
I think this is good. All right. Boom, we got bootleg Lucia in the scene. I just gotta see if I didn't get scammed real quick. Hold on. And just nah, it checks out. Okay, so I parented Lucia to the camera so I can walk around and kind of fake first person gameplay. And this is why it doesn't matter what she looks like, because you don't see her face at all. And I think it'll work because all you need is the hands and everything. So this is perfect. She doesn't have an animation right now, but that's because I need to introduce the last trick, the final trick, and then we are done. The Corvette C8 is just the real-life Corvette C8, but with Rockstar's fictional brand slapped on it. And I added some pretty sick features. I gave it the 12th hour classic realistic texturing, and then obviously I added a bunch of the Corvette logos that I fully remodeled. I animated a custom dash so that when you're driving in first person, it looks just right.
Alan, I'm not gonna lie, he's making a movie.
But I did get lazy on the second one, and I just added a placeholder UV map texture, which is either 200 IQ, because GTA 6 is still in development. So people will see that and they'll be like, okay, that makes sense. Or it's just like the dumbest idea ever. So, you know, we'll see. Oh, and then as a little Easter egg, I added a Vice City 12th hour plate on the back. And now all of my tricks were complete. So I just needed one clip, one piece of footage that I could share anonymously around the internet and hopefully have it go extremely viral. And that was this clip. It's a simple animation of Lucia getting in the car, turning it on, and driving off in first person. Now this version actually sucked. I asked a friend what was wrong and I just got absolutely roasted.
It looks too dull. Looks like the Saints Row reboot.
I really needed this to go viral, so I frantically made a second version with NPCs moving around, birds, a random homeless person because I saw that a lot in the trailer, more cars driving around, but the 200 IQ feature that I added on this one was I made a custom debug menu at the bottom. Now it means absolutely nothing, but it looks like it does. Combine that with this flying around dev looking footage, crank down the bitrate so it looks like Dookie, and I was ready to make this thing go viral. See, I can't use my platform to get this thing to go viral. It's got to be anonymous. So I thought I'd start off by posting it on the official GTA forums and see if it gains traction there. Bro, that's got to be the most scuffed thing ever, man. I wanted to embed the video into the... Bro, it got deleted for spam.
Are you serious right now, bro?
So my second attempt was to use TikTok. I made a fresh account, posted the video. It got 7 views and 1 like. I had also been in contact with some big social media accounts and they said that they would be down to post it. But when I sent them the video, they ghosted me. I don't know, man. I'm really starting to second guess if the clip is even good. Like, will it even go viral?
But guess what? Everybody's got a plan so they can hit the mouth.
All the time that I had spent put into this, I couldn't just let days go by hoping it just blows up.
GTA 6 just got leaked by some rockstar employee.
So I phoned in backup from my social media guy, Merch, and he saved it.
This supposed GTA 6 leak
circulating around on TikTok has got a ton of likes.
Has been circulating on Twitter, TikTok, and pretty much everywhere else.
Fans were going crazy.
What does that say? Crime. Hey, that's actually pretty smart.
We've also got some NPCs going for a walk and a jog, as well as one on an electric scooter. It does feature the Bravado emblem.
Debug menu.
Was this graffiti have a vice day?
All the little traps that I set, people are falling right into it. I actually couldn't believe it was working. It went to the moon with an altogether approximate of 7,514,000 views across all platforms. But, and this is a big but, with that many eyes, it was inevitable that countless people would start teaming up to debunk if it was real or not.
Is this Grand Theft Auto 6 leak real or fake?
This is fake. I knew that it was fake.
Fake.
Even news articles touched on it and were pretty brutal. So in the end, we tricked some people and then others not so much. Also, make sure you subscribe because he's not letting me leave until I hit 2 million, so...
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Alright, so the goal here is to stay in solitary confinement.
Spending over 500 hours alone in complete darkness with the world watching your every move. This is exactly what YouTuber Normie is doing as I write this video. People started first noticing him when he began streaming some of the dumbest and most dangerous challenges ever recorded. One of his most infamous stunts was his attempt to stay awake for over 260 hours, which is nearly 11 days straight, which can quite literally kill you. During that stream, he started acting strangely, losing focus, slowing his words, and even experiencing hallucinations.
Don't listen to the loud voices of loud mouths, listen to the voices of the...
And his audience saw the impact of the challenge on his health. So Normie's content usually follows a similar pattern. He sets up a risky challenge, streams it live, and invites his viewers to see him struggle through the discomfort and danger. And just last month, Normie started what would become his most extreme and unsettling challenge, a month-long live stream where he locked himself in a completely dark room with no natural light, minimal sound, and little interaction. For over 20 days so far, he has isolated himself from the outside world, only showing a faint outline of himself through a night vision filter.
I'm gonna miss Halloween, I'm gonna miss my birthday party. You know what, originally I was gonna go out drinking on my birthday.
He was left to face the mental strain and isolation that comes with his challenge. No clocks, no distractions, and no idea how much time has passed, all whilst thousands of viewers tune in day and night. His only connection to the outside world were the occasional interactions with his viewers when they would donate through text-to-speech. But even those were sparse. The goal was to see if he could endure the full month without breaking down or leaving the room. The challenge tested not only his physical endurance, but his mental resilience as well. And as the hours passed, Normie's behavior began to change. Viewers reported seeing him grow more withdrawn and erratic, without a normal sense of day and night.
I would fake it. If there was a way to fake it, I swear on my life I would fake it. I would rather fake this than actually do it.
His sleep patterns became chaotic, and sometimes he would just stay awake for extended periods, pacing back and forth or talking to himself in a barely audible tone. Other times he would sleep for long stretches, curled up in a corner as viewers watched silently. The impact of the isolation started to show in his facial expressions and his restless movements and his occasional mumbled words that hinted at possible hallucinations. Then, at 458 hours into the challenge, he'd really start to lose it mentally. Normie appeared to be struggling more visibly. He would sometimes stop and stare into the darkness, as though listening to something that no one else could hear, and he spoke to himself more frequently, his tone shifting from calm to anxious. At one point, he even mentioned feeling a presence in the room, which obviously scared his viewers and led to even more people tuning in, eager to see if he would break under the pressure. On the 7th of November, things went from bad to worse, as his mental state seemed to be declining rapidly, when he actually started to eat his own door off.
Someone called Fun Games is saying bad things pretending to be me.
As Normie now approaches the final days of the challenge, his health and mindset seem increasingly more fragile. Some fans urge him to stop, worried that the prolonged darkness and isolation were pushing him too far, but Normie is determined to see it through, insisting he could finish the full month-long stream, as he has actually done and beat similarly stupid challenges, like as I said when he attempted to stay awake for over 264 hours, and in that challenge which took place just in August, he aimed to break the world record for the longest time without sleep, and during the live stream, viewers witnessed Normie's gradual decline as sleep deprivation took its toll. At times, he would just fall asleep involuntarily, only to be jolted awake by his brother Don, who assisted him throughout the challenge. Don employed various methods to keep Normie awake, such as splashing water on him and engaging with him in endless conversations. As the stream progressed further, concerns for Normie's health escalated. Viewers flooded the chat with messages urging him to stop, fearing the potential long-term effects of such extreme sleep deprivation. Like, dying maybe. Some even attempted to get his location to send medical assistance to him. Despite these warnings though, Normie persisted, determined to reach his goal. Guinness World Records has ceased recognizing sleep deprivation records due to the health risks. And ultimately, Normie's no sleep challenge was cut short when YouTube itself intervened, removing his live stream after more than 250 hours due to the concerns about his well-being. Though completely unfazed, Normie continued to stream on other platforms, including Kick and Rumble, until he reached his target. Following the completion of the challenge, he slept for 38 hours straight, live streaming the whole thing to his audience. And Normie's no blink challenge is perhaps one of the strangest and most uncomfortable of the stunts today. The idea was as simple as it sounds, to keep his eyes open for as long as humanly possible, no blinking and nothing to relieve the pain, and what started as actually quite ordinary quickly spiraled into a tense, nerve-wracking test for both Normie and the thousands of viewers watching. In the first few minutes of the challenge, Normie looked calm and focused, his eyes wide and completely open. He joked with his viewers about how easy it seemed, laughing off the concept of eye strain. But as the minutes ticked by, the tension started to grow. His eyes began to water, redness began creeping in, yet he pressed on. The strain was visible in every twitch of his eyelids, every flinch, as his body fought against the overwhelming urge to blink. The chat was filled with mixed reactions, as some viewers were cheering him on, while others begged him to stop, worried about the damage he might be doing to his eyes, as he could quite easily just go blind from doing this. By the time he passed the 1 hour mark, Normie's face was full of determination and discomfort.
Why? Why? Blimey, Harry.
He's going to make it.
Magic solutions to their problems. Now, we're best left alone. At this moment, the boat...
No!
Though even after failing literally minutes away from beating the record, he kept going, kept pushing himself beyond what most sane people would endure. As he then approached the 2 hour mark, his resolve started to crack. His eyes fluttered, his jaw tightened, and his entire body tensed as he fought to keep them open. Finally, after an hour and a half, he had done it, beat the previous world record of 1 hour and 31 minutes, and was now the no-blinking champion. The challenge itself left him exhausted, with raw, aching eyes, and a look of relief. It was a small victory to keep his eyes open that long, but one that showed how far he was willing to go to keep his audience hooked, even at the cost of his vision. The No Blink challenge became a defining moment for his channel, drawing in so many new viewers who couldn't look away from the painful spectacle he was willing to endure for their attention. Subscribe for more videos to watch while you eat.
Discord now has some serious competition because Andrew Tate has his own Discord clone called The Real World. And for only $50 a month, I can escape slavery and join The Real World. But inside of The Real World, there's never before seen features like power levels, power-ups, coins, and courses. There's cults like the Council and the Hero's Year, which you need to sign a whole page to join the cult. And most importantly, there's the Andrew Tate fanboys on full display. The degeneracy is immense, and I'm going to show you every single ounce of it. Now, here's the thing. When I searched for Andrew Tate's Discord clone, there was 5 gazillion websites, and I'm pretty sure I was going to get scammed at some point, so I decided to go to Andrew Tate's Twitter account. Unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer indefatigability makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor, specifically Scrabble. On Andrew Tate's Twitter, I can go to his website, cobratate.com, where I will escape slavery. And from where I'm from, slavery hasn't been a thing for a hot minute. I went to Andrew Tate's website, and it turns out if I click on The Real World, this is how I enter Andrew Tate's Discord. I feel like I'm being invited to the Ku Klux Klan or some crazy cult. Bro, I wasn't even paying attention to look how many people are buying this thing. This is impressive. The Real World is gonna be bumping. But making money is a skill, and we will teach you how to master it. Now, they show you this video.
Wow, dude, that's actually insane.
Everybody in the real world's making money.
My phone and laptop just became weapons designed to make me money.
I'm addicted to it.
Yeah, it's a lot. Now, at this point, I'm sold. Now, I could join The Real Worlds, or I'm a little bit skeptical. I could scroll down. If you don't know about the lore, initially, Andrew Tate had a Discord server called Hustlers University. Now, I really wanted to join it, but I didn't make it in time because it got canceled and it got turned into The Real World, which is a massive upgrade. But Andrew Tate made his own new app with new lessons, and it is a custom-built learning application. Yeah, okay, who gives a There's a private network where you can talk to people, which is going to be my favorite part, seeing all the brain-rotted Andrew Tate individuals individuals. Oh, there's a flexing channel? Okay, nah, I'm good. I'm joining the real world right now. I don't care. I don't care what the else of the advertisement read is. And this is where I hit my first roadblock. Because here's the thing. I would have signed up for Andrew Tate's Discord clone a lot earlier if I didn't need to pay $50 a month to join it. But you can also spend $150 to get it for 3 months, which is a deal. You save 97 cents by going for the 3-month plan, but you also get a daily coin bonus and a power level boost. Here's the thing. In some of the advertising of the real world, Andrew Tate calls the power level boosts and game coins and video game stuff, and
it is more important than ever you get your power level up. It's extremely important. Your power level is going to directly reflect the amount you're rewarded in the airdrop. And Daddy...
At this point, I don't know if I'm signing up to play like a Ready Player One game or if I'm trying to join a Discord clone, which is what this is. But finally, if I spend $500 a year, I will get the maximum daily coin bonus, get big power level boost. Now, fortunately, I just robbed an old lady and stole her credit card, so I should be able to sign up. I'm going to do myself a solid, and I'm not going to put in my actual credit card. And that's probably the smartest thing I will do in this whole entire video. Now, the dumbest thing I'm going to do is actually sign up for this thing. Kill me. But for the past 2 hours, I've been trying to go through this thing and like explain what's going on, but I keep getting derailed and sidetracked by 500 things popping up on my screen. When I first logged in, I got this big pop-up just to show you what we have in store in terms of this whole entire thing. It's a magnificent Monday. Let's kill it, Andrew Tate Leva. In my rank, it's going to be Silver Knight in 27 days. I have 145 coins. What do coins do? Well, you'll figure out at some point. We also have this power level thing. You gain power level by students reacting positively to your messages, logging in daily and more for streaks, and completing all daily tasks on your checklist. I made a whole bunch of random daily tasks, and then I just put it in my checklist, and it didn't increase my power level. It did nothing. And welcome to the real world Andrew Tate's Discord. We have our Discord servers, but these are called campuses. We have the real world campus, and we have Hustlers campus, and inside of these servers, we have normal Discord channel stuff. We have a Start Here channel, we have community guidelines. Oh, let's read these rules. Respectful on-topic conversations. Do not mention OnlyFans. Yes, Andrew Tate with his PhD, which stated for that, doesn't want this to be talked about because they have minors present. But no external invites to external apps. Do not post your contact information. There's been a large case of abuse using that. Uh-oh. Now, I'm going to spend a lot more time just reading the channel and looking at the, I don't know whether to call it stupid people or brainwashed people, but there's a lot of degeneracy in this bad boy. However, we're just looking at the UI for now. We're getting familiar with it. We have our inbox. We can see the people in the server, and he's right there. He's online. Andrew Tate. Let's click on his profile. Things are already going downhill, but this is how user profiles look. We have Cobra Tate, who's online. What the There's so much reading. Cobra Tate is in the Real World Council. Can I just click apply? Okay, we'll get into the council later. Become a power user by logging in 14 days in a row. Cobra Tate is on this thing 24/7, and he's a verified Real World staff account. But you can see his rank is Diamond King. Diamond King. Now, things get even more absurd. Get it together. Fuck? Andrew Tate's power level is 14,299,579. And he has an XP. There's so much going on. But he has a 170% power level booster because he has Diamond King, which gives him a 56% power level boost. Council gives him a 99% power level boost, and Power User gives him a 15% power level boost. What does power level do? Good question, but at least he's min-maxing it with all these stats. Now, the question that's on everyone's minds right now is, what is the Diamond King? It turns out, if you log in each day, you receive progress towards your next chess rank. We're escaping the Matrix to go into the real world to be in a chess match with Andrew Tate against the world. I feel like my carbon monoxide detector has no batteries. To be a silver pawn, you have to be online for 0 days. Then you have Silver Knight, Silver Bishop, Silver Rook, Silver Queen. Does that mean at some point Cobra Tate was my queen? I'm gonna get killed for that. But as you log in consecutively, you get different ranks. What is the point of these ranks? To give you XP boost on your power level. What is the point of the power level? Big number go up. And the whole point of all this is so that you don't cancel your subscription. All right, we're getting getting into power-ups now, I guess. You know how Discord, when you want to like DM someone, you don't need to spend money or do anything? Well, not on the Andrew Tate Discord clone, because what you need to do is you need to earn coins. How do you earn coins? You collect coins by posting wins, completing lessons, logging in, and more. Now I have 147 coins, and what can I unlock with my coins? I can unlock an identity booster, a hand going through the matrix. What does an identity booster do? It allows you to add an emoji to your username for 80 coins. On Discord, you could do that completely for free. Anyways, what is the speed up power up? Speed up your messaging. This power up reduces your waiting time by 25% in every channel across the real world. Hey, hold on for a second. When you send a message, do you have to like wait time before sending another one? Is there a built-in slow mode? Let's see, victories. A 16-hour slow mode. Okay, what about like normal chat? 2 minutes and 40 seconds slow mode? Man, I cannot wait to hustle today. Excited. Let's see if the slow mode works. No, you need to wait 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And it doesn't count down for you, by the way. This chat's already giving me brain rot. Don't read it. Don't read it. No, focus on the power-ups. So you need to buy a power-up to be able to bypass the slow mode, which is intentionally there so you don't talk on this godforsaken platform. This is where things just get worse. You cannot send friend requests and direct messages without obtaining this power-up. You must be a champion in the council or at least a silver rook to unlock this. It requires another user to obtain this power-up. So for you to DM someone on Andrew Tate's Discord, you need to be logged in for 90 days, which again, it's $50 a month. So you need to spend $150 and assume you log in every single day, which if you're spending $150, I sure as hell hope you are. Then you need to spend 550 coins just to DM them. And wait, hold on, let's go back. Remember the community guidelines where there's no external invites to external apps? Invitations to external applications are strictly forbidden and will lead to a ban to protect user security. This is complete bullshit. The reason why they don't want you saying, yo, add me on Discord is so that they can't sell this power up of direct messages. And things just get even like more bizarre as you keep scrolling down. You get the Matrix free email, which is coming soon, but you need to be logged in for 30 days, 550 coins. And what it allows you to do is it gives you an email that exists outside of Matrix control, because you know Google is the Matrix. They're making all those Nigerian princes trying to give you $7 million. They're blocking those as spam. And finally, for 10,000 coins, you can create a clan, which is coming soon. Join with your fellow free men to escape the Matrix as a team. This power-up grants you the ability to assemble your own group, invite others to collaborate, and earn coins as a clan. It costs 10,000 coins to make your own server on Discord, Andrew Tate's Discord. Every month we will reward the top clans with unimaginable prizes. Man, I sure hope it's access to Andrew Tate's war room for $8,000. So anyways, that's how coins work. It's just meant to give you access to features like DMing people if you spend $150 and have 550 coins. Now, going back to Andrew Tate's profile, there's still more to look at. I can block Andrew Tate. I'm gonna get banned if I do that. But we have Hero's Journey and statistics. What are statistics? Current login streak. He has 2 lessons completed on his own platform and 888 messages posted. That's like a lucky number or something. Anyways, Hero's Journey. What the Hero's Journey is you'll see next to certain channels, there's different icons. So there's this one here saying that this channel is shared between multiple campuses. Remember, those are Discord, Andrew Tate server. They're the servers. Unread ping. But next to this one, Hero's Journey. Advance upon your hero's journey by posting in this channel. Tales of victory posted here will be shown in your profile. So this is just gonna be people flexing. Oh baby, we're gonna look at that at some point. But looking in this channel more, we have the Tates in their own category. And the first thing I see is for those of you who want to earn money today at students, he links to this post, help people make money and get paid to do it here.
While others are watching their portfolios burn, our students are winning.
I feel overstimulated already.
Introducing referral links. Refer your friends, and when they pay with crypto, free money goes straight to you. The more you refer, the more you earn.
So the whole point of this is that you refer people. If they pay with cryptocurrency, you get money. Okay, let's just click on this bad boy. Oh my lord, they have a whole page for it. The Real World Referral Program. But yeah, what you can do is you can refer people to Andrew Tate's course, and you will get paid money. How much money? I don't know. It's gonna be up on the screen. That's not not a lot of money for making your friend sign up for $50 a month. Actually, they made it sound like you need to use crypto, and it's not $50 a month, by the way, because you can't join with $50 a month with crypto. You have to buy the 3-month plan, so that's $150, and you get paid this much on screen. Which, by the way, just as a side tangent, when I was searching up the real world Andrew Tate, like to get access, there was jointherealworld.com, therealworld.net, therealworldportal.com, therealworld.org. There's King Cobra's website, and I thought these were scams, but therealworld.net, let's just click on this bad boy. Okay, it's like a website, it's telling me to make money. Join the real world, and you'll see it's taking me back to jointherealworld.com, but it adds A equals this number, which is just the affiliate link that I showed you before. So people are making fake websites to promote their affiliate links so that they get paid for recruiting people into Andrew Tate's Discord. Why can't people just get a normal job at this point? You know, now that I think about it, I'm looking through these messages by Mr. Andrew Tate. He's talking about the crypto affiliate program. Yesterday, I sent you a link to earn money. Few of you took action, had a big surprise waiting for you, and learned how one action can completely change your financial future. But most of you did nothing. You had an opportunity to make money, and you didn't even try. And you really wonder why you're still poor. He's like, can you please do your referral program? Depression is motivation's toxic waste. The best thing you can do when depressed is to apply your mind to something. So get to work. When you're depressed and you're burnt out from work, if you do this, things are just gonna get worse. How do I know? I've tried. So this isn't gonna fucking help. Fire emoji. Let's get these kids depressed. But unfortunately for Andrew Tate's mother, there was another Tate. Around 14 years ago, I was having a dream that I had won some money at the casino, 3,000 English pounds, I believe it was. I woke up broke and got ready for work. I still perform my sales job to the utmost of my ability. A wise man once said, how you do something is how you do everything. A few years later, I remember checking my bank balance, then trying to force my eyes open to see if it was a dream I was gonna wake up from. I was in the real world. Title card. So like all movies do it. Cannot send a friend request to Andrew Tate. Can I DM him at least? No. Okay, right click doesn't work. Can I not DM him saying I love you so much I want to kiss you on the mouth? I guess not. All right, so at this point, I think it's time to explore more of the real world's universe. Andrew Tate's Discord. What servers are available? How do I join a Discord server? And what are these courses? Now, initially when you start, it gives you a video telling you welcome to the real world. And I tried visiting the video. It does not work. In fact, the only way to watch it is through the video player. Full screen, baby. 3 minutes of pain.
Of the real world. This is the closest thing you can
hologram synchronization.
We find to one-on-one direct mentorship from millionaires.
Yo, was that Andrew Tate's face in the okay?
The real world will absolutely transform your life if you do the work.
I like how he's selling me on the course. Dude, I've already spent $50.
Before you entered the real world, you had the excuse of not knowing how to get rich. I just took that away from you. You now know exactly how to become rich. You will see me here, the top G, in many chat rooms and video courses. I exist inside of the real world after escaping the Matrix. There is now only one person who can make you rich and one person who can be lazy and f this up. That is you. It is down to you and you alone.
This is perfect. And if things don't go right, it's your fault. It's not the fault of Andrew Tate. They have pop-up notifications. Okay. Anyways, I'm supposed to do the campus discovery quiz. Oh, it's built right into this bad boy. You know what? Maybe he did do all this by himself.
Welcome to the real world. This is where you will free your mind and escape the rat race. We want you to make money as fast as possible. For this to happen, do not skip any of the steps coming up.
That's enough of that one. I skipped that one.
After this video, you'll be directed to...
Why is this edited as if I have like ADD or something, or ADHD, and I can't pay attention to anything unless it has 5 gazillion...
This is the final step. You are about to enter the real world.
I thought I was in the real world.
After this video, you will enter the courses tab of the real world's main campus.
This is where I lost my will to live, I think. Because the courses that you have available are welcome, just an introductory thing. The keys to the real world, self-improvement. There's something called the Hero's Year, Tate's Success Primer, Champions Hall, Positive Masculinity Challenge, The Council. And we're getting into that. Then there's Tate's EMs, the real world onboarding webinar, Cigar Night, and the Motivation Center. What is Cigar Night? This is genuinely how the platform works. You see something, ADHD brain goes to it, and then you get saturated with a video that has hardcore editing.
Appreciate it.
Oh, it's not actually hardcore editing. It's just seeing this dude smoke a cigar on his casting couch. Oh, and he's even got some toys included on the right here. That was the lesson. Just that 20-minute video. Like, this is for motivation. 6 whole minutes? Did Andrew Tate make his own Darman video? Wait, hold the phone.
Imagine the love you would see in her eyes when she looks at you with adoration like a king. Imagine your existence. That person is waiting for you, and the only thing that's stopping you from being that person is your monumental laziness.
It's Andrew Tate yelling at you. When you click next, you can ask a question, you can favorite the lesson, or you can get some feedback. Let's see. Does hard work always pay off? Okay, what if I click send message? Oh, failed to send, missing permission. Revolutionary course. Now, the hero's year, this is going to be the most whack you have ever seen, hands down. So if you click on become a hero, am I signing up for a cult? Commit to a hero's year. You will never get anywhere in life if you quit when it gets hard. A hero's year program is a program specifically designed for members of the real world who commit. Commit to one entire year starting today to follow the real world's guidance to financial freedom. Is this like a pledge? Make your 12-month commitment here. Pressing I commit button below, you commit to staying inside the real world for an entirety of 1 whole year without giving up, canceling, or leaving it for any reason. I'm gonna leave it. I commit. What's happening is that this is a commitment. You will be unable to cancel your real world subscription for 12 months starting today. If I click the I understand button, I am going to be charged the $500. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now a hero, and I get a 22% power level boost. And is there any other courses I get access to? Come on, Heroes Year? Okay, nothing here. I get access to this, where there's rants. This is going to be used by me to type hopefully useful ideas to you by ranting. You're paying money for this, by the way. We're also in direct competition with Professor Adam, who has a power level 10 times mine. Is power level just like clout points or something? What? How much does this dude have? Power level. It's infinite. It's loading. It's that good. Anyways, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go into this welcome course and follow each one of the steps, and it should introduce you to a whole bunch of different things you can learn in the real world learning center. That's what they actually call it. But it's supposed to give you like an intro into a course, and you can click join this campus, or instead of going through all those videos and wasting your time, you can actually just click on the plus button to join a server, which is now called choose a skill. And when you click on choose a skill, you're gonna notice that you can't like create your own server in this. You can only join things. But anyways, the skills that you can learn on the the real world is copywriting, which is already completely oversaturated. E-commerce, oversaturated. AI automation agency, oversaturated. By the way, this is my favorite part. All AI thumbnails. And just in case you were getting bored, don't you worry, because when you watch these videos,
85 million jobs, all of them replaced, and not by 2050, 2040, or even 2030. By 2025, AI automation will replace them all.
But is that Andrew Tate and Iron Man? We have content creation and AI campus, cryptocurrency investing, social media and client acquisition, crypto trading, crypto DeFi, fitness. Now, just in case you weren't aware, crypto investing and Andrew Tate is a bit of a hot topic right now, because if you didn't know, CoffeeZilla made a video exposing Andrew Tate's crypto grift, and it had some pretty serious allegations.
I had significant evidence of Tate lying about crypto endorsements, not profiting, and using his followers as a piggy bank to pump crypto.
And when CoffeeZilla tried to reach out to Andrew Tate to figure out all the stuff he's dealing with RNT Daddy Coin, which you'll see a lot, unfortunately. But when CoffeeZilla reached out, what ended up happening is the following.
But instead of replying, Tate leaked my email address online and sent his war room after me, told them to email me that I'm gay.
For every single person who can show me they have emailed CoffeeZilla and called him gay, I will buy Daddy.
I will say, I'm not a rocket surgeon, but if there's a video called Exposing Andrew Tate's Crypto Grift, and I'm on Andrew Tate's own Discord clone, and it's teaching me how to invest in cryptocurrency, I'm not sure if the advice in here is gonna be super good. But again, I just spent $50 on Andrew Tate's Discord clone. I have no common sense, so I joined this crypto investing server to make a whole bunch of money. Oh, before you even join, it gives you like a survey that you have to do. Is crypto investing right for you? And this guy's gonna talk to me, just face cam for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Next. Can you stay focused and patient to achieve massive life-changing results in crypto investing, which may even take months or even years? So if I invested here in Daddy Tate coin and then I waited a year, is it still going to continue to go down, or like what's the plan? Crypto investing is very long. The focus is on professional skill development, not short-term gambling. Do you understand? Okay, there should not be any crypto coins. I'm disciplined and patient. Cryptocurrency investing multiplies the money you already have. Yes, that's how investing works. Crypto does not create cash flow. It is not a job. If you have no income, you will not make income with crypto. Cryptocurrency generated income. Is this them just trying to like reduce all their liabilities by making you fill out the survey? No. Only adults can legally invest in crypto. This is 100% to cover their ass legally. What mindset is correct? I will come back to the crypto investing campus every day to learn, and I'm able to join. Oh no. Crypto investing signals. This just magically came to mind, but they have a support button in the top right of the Real World app. And in terms of the help, they say, how do I download the app? How to never get scammed. A professor wants my crypto portfolio, and step 1, signing up to the Real World. So how to never get scammed. Make sure you are only clicking links from official sources. Do not trust a link sent by Jim, the TRW4X director. We do not regard anyone as director, but we call them professor and Diamond King. What's the other stupid names that they call people? Real World Council. Anyways, how to never get scammed, according to Andrew Tate. Tate does not do any crypto pumps or giveaways on YouTube or anywhere else. Editor, now it's the time to fade in. Andrew Tate trying to pump of cryptocurrency. Anyways, unlock signals. Open. Next. Back. Become a professional crypto investor. Begin investing masterclass. Blah, 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 blah. You either get ultra high gain meme coin signal. Does not promote any pump or dumps. And they're talking about meme coin signals. You could either get meme coin or you could get Lamborghini. Again, I did that whole survey, and they said it's not fast money. It's a long-term thing. You need to constantly educate yourself. And right after all that legal jargon, they're putting in big, bold, fast money. Oh, on to the next thing. Dangerous crypto misconceptions. We need to protect you from scams.
You've been fooled by crypto influencers that don't have your best interests at heart.
Says the guy who does not have my best interests in heart.
They will shill you tiny small market cap tokens that they have already taken a position in, so that by the time they've shilled them to everybody else out there in the world and pumped them, they can then dump on your ass and take the money for themselves.
We're gonna be richer than we've ever been. I'm the most famous man alive, and I'm dedicated to pumping everything to the moon just to the Matrix.
When someone promotes a small token with promises of big gains, it's guaranteed to make money. Oh my god, there's so much lessons, and it's all nothing. I haven't learned anything. Security and tech basics. Don't get fucking murdered. AI Automation Agency Learning Center. They have a course called RNT Giveaway. They're doing a cryptocurrency giveaway, folks. Tate does not do any crypto pumps or giveaways. What is RNT? I've never heard of this cryptocurrency before, so I went to CoinMarketCap just to search what it is. So I typed in RNT, and the first thing that I saw was Real Tate. There's a cryptocurrency called Real Tate. You know, every time I say cryptocurrency, people are idiots. This is a great example why. It turns out this coin's actually doing really good. You can see it's up like, 20% over a day? And again, remember, what the course is telling me is I need to invest long term. That's the whole point. You hold the cryptocurrency, it goes up, I make money. So I looked at the whole entire year performance of the I looked at the whole entire year performance of the RNT token, and you can see... You can see it's down 73%. You know, some days I think I have cryptocurrency figured out, and then I see something like this, a cryptocurrency with the straight up the N-word in it, and I see it completely bomb and just crash completely. To me, this is a red flag, yet we still have people saying, it's going to the moon, baby. I hate this. I hate this with every ounce of my soul. So one thing we've learned so far is that looking at courses is a waste of time. We know that these courses are just like super long videos and surveys and stuff you have to fill out, so that of course you spend more time on this platform and you spend $50 a month.
Actually, no text-to-speech. I'm an Andrew Tate fan, and I'd let him hit, but you're missing out on the most important thing, the council.
Are you one of the best? Do you deserve a seat at the high table? Apply here. Hold on a second. I just want to point out something that's a little concerning. You can see that there's this user ID of this. I've seen something like this before. Definitely keep this in the back of your mind. But anyways, I'm gonna join the council. I feel like, again, I'm joining a cult. The real world has massively influenced your life. Now you get the chance to influence the real world. Well, that's a little heartwarming. The chance to sit at the table of power, to see the inner workings, and make decisions that influence the world. This is a seat alongside your professors, the founders, and the best that the real world has to offer. This is a seat where you can experience leadership and exceptionalism at every turn. Join the council.
So I'm sitting here at my table, making very important decisions. That's what you do When you're in the highest echelons of masculine capability, you make very important decisions, and I've decided that I now want a council. A council from the real world.
Do we A, continue watching this? Have you been inside the real world for 3 months or more? Yes. Have you made at least $10,000? Yes. Are you looking to network with other successful people like yourself? Yes. I'm about to speak to an agent of the council. Once you press next, a new chat will pop up. Respond with ready to begin. You're at the right place at the right time. Do not close the chat. Okay. I don't want to get banned off this yet, so we will not be joining the council. The council are the biggest nerds on this thing, and Andrew Tate just posted, discipline is key. Motivation will only get you so far. I'm so glad to know that I spent $50 to get surface level guard. Look how many people are reacting. Remember, every single one of these people have spent money on this fucking platform. And you know what? While we're at it, I might as well start. When it comes to looking at weird Discord servers, I like looking at the creatures inside of them. And this is a whole platform that harnesses the most creaturistic people on the planet. In the channel, lifestyle flexing, upgrading my office day by day. What a flex, he bought a whiteboard. Lifestyle flexing. I bought Andrew Tate merch. If I see some dude walk around with this, I'm gonna have to exercise an immense amount of restraint to not make fun of this person in public. I will say though, there are some people in here that like, I think genuinely they're just a little misguided, because like for me and my family, I'm concerned like if this is a dad wasting all his time, how long has he been on this thing for? He's a gold queen in 18 days? No, he spent 240 days on this thing, man. In his victories, a total $365 win by reselling things on Facebook Marketplace. To sell things on Facebook Marketplace, you don't really need to be spending $50 a month to do so. Current login streak, 250 days. This dude's in the deep end. This person flexed a whiteboard again? Every single day, this dude will do a daily rain dance push-ups. I got 5 figs in crypto as a 16-year-old. And the way to make this cryptocurrency investment go up, daddy and RNT to the moon. And to make it go to the moon,
November, pump this up.
I'm letting you enjoy this awkwardness with me, by the way. I'm not cutting this. We're just straight sitting here. Man, I don't know what I stumbled across here, but there's so many things that are going on in my brain right now. First off, this guy he's a champion. And when I clicked on join, it took me to this website. Champions are made over time. If you have a fight in 3 days, you train very differently than you had a fight in 2 years. Making money is exactly the same. That doesn't make sense. To become a champion, you need to spend $850 to get 2 years of complete commitment. This dude spent $850 on Andrew Tate platform, and he's having a glass of fire blood next to thy fire and reading the Tate Bible paid for the fire blood with wins from selling daddy in the Magus Guild. I feel like I'm in a creepypasta or some sort of horror. Oh, he's actually reading a Tate Bible. This dude has consumed the Kool-Aid. This fella here said daddy coin, talking about the Andrew Tate daddy coin, and you could see in his screenshot, it's just going down. I'm having a tough time on whether or not half of this stuff is satire or not. This dude sent good morning with this. And you'd think it's like a troll or something, but you look at his profile, and he's been logged in for 360 days. $500 down the drain. This is so fire, boys. What is this? In between every funny thing I see, there's something sad like this. This dude is in the hero's year. He spent $500 on an Andrew Tate course, and he sends a photo of his child in the womb. It's a boy. I have no better flex than family, geez. Does this guy not have friends? Now, once you're done flexing, why don't you take a little peek at the Victories channel to see what people are making? And today's profit is $69. Okay. I obliterated a deer on the road and pulled the string off my workout pants to tie the bumper up and still made it to the gym and got my workout in. Zero excuses ever. All I had to do was remember I represent this community. 2 types of people. Figure it out and still go to the gym. Pulled the string off my workout pants. Or panic and use it as an excuse to skip. I wonder if he had the idea of like undoing this nut and then putting it over that instead of using, you know, fabric. I like to call this one proper cryptocurrency investing. We have the autism coin, invested $16, gained 43. The COK coin, doubled his money. This is gambling. I'm gonna be honest, at some point my brain just completely turned off. Then I decided to just go in the general chat and, hey geez, today is my 7th day in the real world. It took me 3 days to choose a skill, then I started with copywriting today. I finished the how to get your first client lesson, but I still not get any money. So was this bad? Dude, things were bad when you signed up for this fucking platform. Good evening, brother. Do you feel better today? Yes, I did my workout yesterday, but today I'm really slow in getting my stuff done. I will go to sleep early this night. Good evening, Big G. I did the first few lessons, and I think I need to rewatch it for a complete understanding. Man, I cannot wait to hustle today. Oh, that's me. I've been on this platform for 3 hours. To summarize what's going on in Andrew Tate's Discord so that I don't have to read anymore and actually want to evacuate the brains from my skull with a very fast velocity piece of metal. Okay. Before I get all doom and gloom, I really think this is the last message I should say. America is actually doomed. If he doesn't win, as in Trump, I'm gonna put all my focus into becoming super, super rich, getting a bunker deep in the forest or desert, far away from anything, preparing for world takeover, because that's what's coming. One world order, a fourth Reich. Holy moly. I'm out. No thanks. At least we can start building a rebellion out in the wilderness. Ladies and gentlemen, just know when the world ends, this will be our last form of communication. Andrew Tate's Discord platform that costs $50 a month. And ladies and gentlemen, I got one more good bit of news to tell you. It's about this user ID that I was talking about. I said it looked a little familiar, but this is a Discord clone. We're just going to call it a Discord clone called revolt.chat. And if I go into the settings of Revolt, this user ID, it's the same format. But considering these have the same format in terms of user IDs, it made me think I should probably look a little bit deeper into this. So I opened up my Chrome console. We go to the network tab. Now I'm just going to like change channels so that I can make a network request. And if we open this up, we have summary. It takes us to Eden, the realworld.ag. We have, let's see this one, RPC, the real world. They have their API link. I'm going to copy this API link because usually if you go to the top like part of the API, it'll just show you like the version. So we can see it's version 5.5. Let's pretty print this bad boy so we can understand what's going on. They have different features like files, a proxy, they have a CMS, they have January and autumn, which is a little strange. And when we go to Revolt and we open up our good old Chrome network tab, and I just, let's just click on this channel, for example. I open it up, we have api.revolt.chat, let's copy that. We have Andrew Tate's thing on the left, and we have Revolt on the right. But you'll notice we have autumn, January. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think Andrew Tate's little platform is a ripoff of Revolt's. If you didn't know, Revolt.chat is completely open source, and they actually have their backend, which is open source, and you can like look through it and see how it works and stuff. And again, specifically, their proxy and file servers are called Autumn and January. The issue with all this is that if you look at the license that they're using for their backend, their license is AGPL version 3. With the AGPL license, it's a type of license for software designed to be run over a network, and it's adding a provision requiring that any corresponding source code of modified versions, all modified versions, must be prominently offered to all users who interact with the software over a network. It needs to be also open source, at least to my understanding. So what Andrew Tate's doing here with his system, from what I think and from what I believe is a copy of Revolt, Andrew Tate's system is completely violating the license of Revolt's backend. Gamers, we got a problem here. You know that oath that you took? If you try canceling your membership, it says no. Your commitment to the Hero's Year. Your 1-year commitment to the Hero's Year ends on November 2nd, 2025. You made a promise to yourself, a commitment, an oath. You are not allowed to cancel your subscription. Now, it's your decision if you want to become a liar or not. An oath breaker, a man who cannot be trusted. If you have extenuating circumstances and would like to request to cancel your commitment, open a ticket with a support team on live chat. Holy shit. This is even worse than I thought. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really know where to throw this part in terms of the video, but I stumbled across someone who made who wrote a whole entire thesis on them joining the real world. My final take on the real world. 6 hours left on my TRW, the real world subscription, and I won't be paying for another month. Let me walk you through my experience because maybe it'll serve as a warning. I joined the real world expecting content from Andrew Tate himself. It turns out he's pretty absent here. The captains, which are the moderators for the real world, I know, everyone has a fucking nerdy name.
I am the ex-mage wizard. My magic can make your money disappear.
disappear. That was a joke, just so I don't get sued for that. But the captains supposedly lead, they don't inspire. Honestly, the material according to this guy is disappointing, and you can find way better quality on YouTube for free. When it comes to all this stuff, there is going to be a YouTube channel that has told you everything about it, and you could probably just go on Reddit if you want to read instead of watch a YouTube video. And all that you don't have to pay $50 a month for. Anyways, and when I saw the so-called Hustlers Campus content, I had to laugh. Walking dogs, mowing lawns, shoveling snow, you can't call that hustling with a straight face. That's busy work. Nothing's built. Nothing's really learned. You want flipping? It's just haggling over junk no one needs. Like Tyler Durden's philosophy of consumerism on crack. You're adding zero value, just raising the price on broken stuff and hoping someone's foolish enough to buy it. Now here's the punchline. People make money in the real world through the referral system. And to be honest, trying to find the number on how much people make from the referral system was excruciatingly painful. But repackaging Tate's image and selling a hollow dream to get others to pay for the courses. Imagine the lack of integrity that takes. No conscience required. I hope karma finds its way to them. It's shady, to say the least. Look, $50 isn't gonna bankrupt me. And sure, I picked up bits from Tate's interview on YouTube, but this is a dude that is like, he drank the Kool-Aid. He spent $50 already, and he says, I like the character he's built. There's charisma there, but paying for the courses, pointless. You can get the best of him online without paying a cent. An Andrew Tate fan is saying this. When I tried reaching out to others in the real world about real, hard assets like silver and gold, ways to break free from the debt system and use real money, there were maybe 2 coherent replies from people who actually got it. The rest were schoolyard level responses full of blind loyalty and resentment, because most of the people on here are either they drank the Kool-Aid or they're kids. Same reaction when I started questioning crypto, just exposing the flaws and the risks of crypto sent people into a defensive frenzy. They don't care about understanding, they're here for the fantasy of easy money. So here it is, I'm done. Hopefully if someone reads this, they'll think twice before falling into the hype. Even one person sees through the smoke and mirrors, then it was worth sharing this. And the reactions to the message are clown and a rainbow to call this guy gay, because in the real world there is excessive homophobia. It's actually nuts. But anyways, gamers, that's all I got. Bye-bye, love you.
The scariest drugs you've never heard of. Our drug series has been a fan favorite since day one. We had the craziest drugs you've never heard of, more crazy drugs you've never heard of, the deadliest drugs you've never heard of, and now the scariest. But I'll let you guys in on a little secret. All of these drugs are deadly, scary, crazy, and gross. With that being said, today's video likely has some of the most unknown drugs I've ever talked about. Some of these drugs are scary because of where they come from, some of them are scary because of what they do to you, and some of them are scary because of what happens after you take them. Regardless, we're gonna discuss them all. Let's get started. 25I-NBOME. Quite the name, and for short, we'll just call it 25I. Some other popular nicknames are N-Bomb and Smiles, both odd. 25I was first synthesized in 2003 for research purposes, but it only took the drug community about 7 years for it to become popular. In 2010, it began to circulate the recreational drug scene due to the psychedelic effects associated with it, but unfortunately, it was often misrepresented as LSD, which is extremely dangerous for reasons we'll get into. 25I is a potent phenethylamine and is deadly in doses as low as a milligram. This chemical has caused significantly more deaths and dangerous responses than your run-of-the-mill psychedelic. And although it typically comes on blotters and does have a psychoactive effect similar to LSD, that is really where the similarities end. 25I is typically sold as LSD because to the unsuspecting consumer, the effects may be similar. And 25I is considerably cheaper than LSD, giving the distributor an incentive to misrepresent the drug for a profit. However, this fact alone causes a lot of the danger and is a considerable reason why there has been so many deaths and injuries associated with this compound. 25I is potent, and I mean very potent. And unfortunately, that means that there is a very high risk of overdose, specifically when you are taking high doses of this drug. Even the margin between a moderately high dose and an overdose is razor thin. And if you are taking blotters that are not evenly distributed, you could think you're taking a low to moderate dose, but in reality, actually taking a dose that will potentially kill you without you even knowing. This story alone is a great example why people who take recreational drugs should always have them tested, because it could truly save your life. And although the potential life-threatening toxicity and death associated from this drug being either abused or misrepresented as a completely different compound are extremely scary, that's not where the story ends. Obviously, taking this drug and dying is the worst outcome, but it's not the only bad outcome that can happen if you take this compound. Let's focus in a bit on the actual experience of this compound. This drug not only produces visual changes, but can also produce auditory, tactile, and smell-based hallucinations, which to me sounds hilarious and irritating. Like, imagine you just keep smelling something, especially if it's a negative smell and you can't identify the source of where it's coming from. That alone would probably drive me mad. And it is commonly reported that trips on this substance are overwhelming and dysphoric, with some sensations being described as confusion and anxiety, thought loops, the inability to complete basic tasks. And that's on the light end. On the darker end of things, this drug can cause delirium, which could be extremely dangerous for the user itself and those around the user. This is because these delirious states are typically accompanied with aggression and agitation. Due to the sheer intensity of this substance, it is not uncommon for people to experience HPPD or dissociation. HPPD, for those who don't know, means hallucinogen persisting perception disorder, which essentially is the experience of subtle visual cues that they experienced on psychedelics for days, weeks, months, or even years after they took their psychedelic. Typically, this manifests as some sort of visual static, and the specific reason for this happening is unknown, which to me sounds terrifying. When taken sublingually, which basically just means under your tongue or cheek, this drug can last up to 10 hours. And with the negative effects that it's typically reported to have, that's not something I would even want to consider. And I guess kind of a fun fact, if you watched our last video about the deadliest drugs you've never heard of, then you heard me talk about 2CB, which is obviously in the 2C family of drugs. I bring this up because 25I is actually a 2C derivative, which I'm assuming at least a few of you knew. Oh yeah, and I didn't even talk about the physical effects of this drug. Besides the potential terrifying mental experience you could have for up to 10 hours, physically, besides dying, you could also experience seizures, rhabdomyolysis, metabolic acidosis, renal failure, and even coma. And in rarer cases, thrombosis. Due to the nature of this drug being a relatively obscure research chemical, it's hard to pinpoint a lot of information about the exact effects on the human body. However, I was able to gather some user experiences from a popular drug forum. One user stated his frustration with this drug even existing simply because of the dangers it proposed with its misrepresentation, claiming, quote, "The very existence of the NB-OME series pisses me off. It's super hard to get real acid now, at least where I live. Most people have no idea that there are dangerous replacements for acid, including the dealers. They seriously think they're selling LSD when they're actually selling 25I NB-OME. This is obviously concerning due to the high likelihood of overdose risk, especially if you think you're taking LSD, which has a much lower risk for overdose, and death for that matter." Another user went on to share their exact experience with the drug by going on to write, quote, "I did this on Halloween with 2 of my friends. We each took 1 tab. Almost immediately I started feeling the effects, and it felt like I was peeking off of 2 tabs. It was enjoyable for like an hour, but then it really started getting bad. My friend threw up multiple times, and I was shaking uncontrollably. My heart rate was insane. My teeth were grinding and they ached. My body high made me feel like I was tweaking out on meth. The visuals were way too intense and overwhelming. I could barely walk, and I felt like I was super drunk. Every time I laid down, I had awful nausea. 4 hours in, and I started having psychosis and very dark thoughts because I just wanted to end the trip. I couldn't even sleep for 20 hours after the trip ended. 25I NB-OME makes you feel disgusting and coked out. The visuals feel metal and fake, and your mind feels like it's drunk. I think both of these experiences sum up the dangers and honestly the scariness of this compound as a whole. The experience sounds intense and for the most part unpleasant, to say the least. And with the risk of overdose being relatively high, especially in cases where it's being misrepresented as LSD, which unfortunately is common, the risk for an unpleasant experience is high. And the risk for death is unfortunately not unheard of. Personally, I think the scariest part about this compound is that people aren't even willingly taking it. People think they're taking LSD, but instead they are taking a relatively unknown and poorly documented research chemical with known deaths and negative effects, unknown long-term toxicity, and the potential for at the very least 10 hours of mental torture. But believe it or not, this is one of the most tame entries on this list and even in this series. So with that, let's go deeper. U47700, also known as pink. This drug is a dangerous synthetic opioid and is reported to be at least 7 to 8 times more potent than morphine. And because of that, somewhat ironically, it only takes a dose of roughly the size of the tip of your pinky to be able to kill you. But that's not why they call it pink. I'm honestly not sure why. I guess in some cases it's pink, but not to be confused with pink cocaine from our last episode on the deadliest drug. This chemical was developed by a US pharmaceutical company in the 1970s, but for reasons that are not known, the project was abandoned. This drug has never been tested at all, not on animals, not in laboratory studies. It was synthesized, abandoned, and then seemingly randomly appeared on the illicit drug market. It is not confirmed or even known how, but it is heavily suspected that this compound's recipe has somehow gotten into the hands of illegal drug manufacturers in China, which seems likely due to the fact that a lot of extremely strong, deadly synthetic opioids are produced overseas in illegal drug factories that are unfortunately shipped directly to the United States. In 2016, this drug had a pretty major news circulation due to the fact that it was responsible for the death of two 13-year-old boys in Utah, which is obviously extremely upsetting and unfortunate. But another even more high-profile death associated with this drug is actually Prince. Prince's formal cause of death was a fentanyl overdose, but according to sources close to the investigation, U47700 was also found in his body. Not exactly a trip report, but one scary experience associated with this drug involves a 41-year-old woman simply looking to heal her back pain. It is claimed that a woman with chronic back pain was taking a prescription drug known as Norco, and when her prescription ran out, she turned to a friend to get a few pills while she was waiting for her prescription to be refilled. And although she trusted her friend and the pills that she got from her friend looked exactly the same as her prescription pills, they were not the same whatsoever. And these were actually counterfeit drugs, not being her prescribed oxycodone painkillers, but actually being a mixture of U47700 and fentanyl. She unknowingly took these counterfeit pills in the morning, and in the passenger seat of her friend's car on the way to work, she lost consciousness and stopped breathing. She was rushed to the hospital and needed to be revived in the emergency department. Fortunately, this woman survived, but this is not the case for everybody. And it is extremely scary how someone thinking they're taking a prescription pill can actually be taking a deadly dose of an unknown substance. This story alone is a great example of why buying any sort of drug off the street is never a good idea. The effects of U47700 are pretty similar to any synthetic ultra-strong opioid, potentially causing constipation, severe and possibly fatal respiratory depression, seizures, psychosis, addiction, and of course, a very high risk of overdose and death. Now, if you're watching this video and you've watched every episode in the series so far, this may seem like more or less of a standard run-of-the-mill, ultra-strong synthetic opioid. And you're right. And although this drug is scary and crazy and deadly, it's not extremely different from any other designer synthetic opioid. However, I added it to this list for two reasons. One, the first drug I had in this place actually had to be removed because YouTube did not like it at all. And secondly, one thing that makes this drug rather unique, at least to me, is the fact that this drug for a long time was legal. From the 1970s all the way up until 2016, this drug was completely legal and extremely dangerous. And you can imagine when you have an extremely strong and legal opioid, there's no doubt that distributors and manufacturers of illicit substances were using this to cut other drugs or simply try to misrepresent it and sell it as heroin. In 2016, though, under an emergency act, this drug was temporarily categorized as a Schedule 1 substance, which is where it ultimately stayed. In 2015 and 2016 alone, 46 deaths were linked to this specific chemical. This drug may not be the most unique designer drug out there, but it's likely one you haven't heard of. And to me, it's definitely crazy and honestly scary how strong it is and how it was legal for so long. Moving on, Datura. At a first glance, this rather innocent looking flower seems rather nice and looks like something you may have in a bouquet. But this drug is not nearly as innocent as it seems, and it very much so deserves the